well, me and Austin spoke about this on the show a couple of times, but like sometimes when people get consumed with other passions, they kind of let the blading thing trickle away and they don't give it as much attention. But I noticed, man, you're always skating. You're forever like putting up on like, you're always integrating like your work. So the people who follow you and do this stuff, they know that you're a blader. They know that that's a big part of your life. Like what gives you that motivation to continue to stay a part of the community and continue to stay active?
That's a good question. And I believe that it is just to prove to myself that I can still do shit, you know? And I also am I'm very competitive, and everything that I've ever done skating wise, I've loved the competition part of it. Street skating, of course. I'm not a ramp guy. So that just being out there, I mean, I'm 35 years old now, and I just skated in the Riot last weekend, which was awesome.
Saw that.
Yeah, I saw that too. That sweaty picture was sick.
Thank you. And it's really just about doing what you really know you can do. And I don't have to one-up myself anymore. Like, you know, 8 years ago, I'd be in a contest and I'm going to do this fucked up trick and I'm going to pull it off. But now I'm just going to do a fucking sweaty and I'm going to, you know, come off real smooth because I learned that that's what people want to see from you more than anything. And skating now, I wouldn't be doing it still as hard as I am if I didn't feel good, but I feel great.
Damn.
You definitely skate with confidence. Yeah, you skate with confidence now that you look like you're definitely, you know, you feel good because you skate like hard. And I saw like footage and shit from Windy City Ride, and like you just feed off that shit, huh? Like all those contests and everything.
It's a feed, bro. It's a fire, you know, it's a flame, and I give it a roaring blaze. Like that's what it is, you know. It's everything that you know the feeling of, and Billy knows the feeling of, that's still there, that you love and try to capture and not lose. And this goes out to all the shorties skating out there hard. It ain't going to be over ever if you don't want it to be. Ever.
That's ill. Because I remember, man, I definitely at one point, I was like graduating high school. I was like, damn, I might have to quit. You know, or when you get older, like there's always these things. But then I think when you get to that point, you're like, you know, you can make it how you want to do it. You know, you can do it as much as you want.
I mean, you went really far, you know, and you've had some great things throughout the years in the industry, skates and wheels and stuff that kids dream about. And that's what it's all about. The motivation to do that. I do think for a little bit of the industry, the level of skating has tuckered a little bit because it is and can be a little bit cooler and a little bit safer now. And I get that. I just wasn't born or brought up in that era.
Right.
So anything I do on skates is going to be hard. It's going to be fast and it's going to be raw.
Yeah. I love that. I appreciate that generation. I appreciate that.
I think we all appreciate that generation. If you could like, so you love the contest so much, you prefer skating and contests over like a session with the homies? Or like if you could not skate for a while, you could just jump right into like Windy City Ride and get that going in you?
And that's what it felt like this year, man, because of the COVID and everything. You know, the crowd was a lot smaller. There was very little competitiveness up there, you know, and you just go up and you make it down smoothly and get in and get out. And it's definitely a hype still, which is the best thing about it. It's a hype, even if you just do a soul grind, you know. And I still love it so much. I'd never give up skating in a million years. Even if I didn't have time to skate, I would find time to skate.
Do you have a because you know you were talking about like the accolades and skating, and you know you have a wheel through Gods, and I think I remember you were on like there was talk about you maybe getting a skate. I don't know, but what is your like one of your most memorable or most proud moments in your own time skating?
Well, I think it was at the Riot when it happened, and I did a sole to frontside transfer off this huge kinked rail, and my boy was there. My boy Joe Fields, R.I.P. You know, the only guy that really never capped on me in any kind of way, and just didn't skate, just was my homie from the neighborhood, you know. And having him there and see that, and David Sizemore won that year. but he couldn't even believe that trick went down. And I think that was one of my finer, greatest moments, because it was just such an impossible thing to do. And my dad had passed away at that time, and I just felt really lifted, like in order to get off of that kink to the down, man, I felt lifted in a floatless way.
Wow.
Windy City Riot, I think 2012 or something like that, man, was one of my greatest moments. But not just that. After all that had happened, AJ kind of took a wing under me and put me in his videos, and traveling around and touring with AJ was one of the highlights of my career, because I got to really get close to you, and Alex and Farmer, which were all my favorite skaters at the time, and really just put down what I was meant to put down in front of a larger audience, you know, not just Chicago blade scene.
Yeah, you know, and Austin, I'm sorry if I'm rattling on, because I'm kind of going down memory lane here with PJ. But yeah, I mean, I remember that time going on tour and how good that was. Like, how was it? Like, what part? Like, I don't remember when you got on the tour. Did you like start in Texas, or when did you come on?
Dude, I think some of the boys were here in Chicago, and you know, everyone, we just got along so great. And you know, I hosted some of the boys and showed them around the spots and stuff. And you know, I'm a very direct and open person, you know, and I like to joke a lot. So AJ liked that, and he's like, "Hey man, you know, whenever you're around town, you know, come on, let's film." And he was already going fucking from Texas to AZ to LA to Portland, and I'm just like, man, I gotta fly out, and I'm just gonna post up where these guys are fucking coming through. And I put myself on that tour. No one asked me to go on that, and AJ said, "Yeah, man, you're coming on now. Congratulations." And a bunch of funny shit happened on that tour. You know, Farmer, I don't even want to talk about certain things, you know.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great.
After charging, you know, he did Pariah, and he really asked me to do a serious part for that, and picked me up at my studio here in Chicago and took me on a trip then to the NYC skate comp, which you threw, which was high, hands down the best contest I've ever been to, by the way. I thought it was the best contest. Shout out Bashi Pope, bro, for doing what he does. But the NYC True Street Battle, dude, like that was the best contest I've ever been to in my life. The dumpsters and all that under the bridge was so gritty, so just the pigeons flying around, everything about it.
The pigeons,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, someone from Chicago could definitely appreciate that.
That was Pariah Tour, man. That's what got me in there. And shout out to AJ, man, for having faith in me to put me on that tour. And, you know, AB taught me a lot, just like the mindset of skating. And I learned a lot from Farmer as well, and you as well. You know, you hyped me on that shit. You told me at one point, because I was shredding for a couple of days, you're like, dude, you're one of my favorite skaters.
Dude, you were shredding. We were just watching Charging the other day, and I just remember like when we were in Oakland and that high ledge over the double kink, and you just like fakey 270 sweated at 270 off.
That shit is fucked.
And the one, it's like the one Bellino like did 270 backside, 270 off on. Man, I just remember being like, yeah, dude, because you still are one of my favorite skaters because it's just so fucking rugged. That's the kind of style. I just like tough guy skating.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, love that. What are you sipping on?
We got a little bit of whiskey here. Looks like I'm running out because I, you know, pre-gamed a little bit. We've been working here in the studio all day. I got 5 employees, you know, doing some upgrading here that we've been doing under construction and painting and just doing production design on a lot of shit. So
you got 5 employees?
Oh, we got a little bit more than that, but this is a slow day today. So everyone's wrapping up now, and because this is a big place. This is, you know, 7,000 square feet of pure fun. It's all
in Chicago.
In Chicago, yes.
Dude, you must be doing good.
I'm doing very well, and things are looking very good for the future, and everything is lining up right to where I want it to be.
I can tell by your shoes you're doing very well. Look at those shoes, man.
Yes, sir.
Don't step on his blue suede.
No way.